This input tab is used to estimate unit PrEP costs that can be used for budgeting or cost effectiveness analysis. The first step is to set up a schedule for visits. All schedules start at month 0 with an initiation visit, and then using the drop-down menus, you can indicate when continuation visits are supposed to occur if one was to stay on PrEP for an entire year. So you can see that I've already set up Schedule 1 with continuation visits at months 1, 4, 7, and 10. If all clients are going to be on the same schedule, then we can move on to the next step. However, if different types of populations are on different schedules, you can then specify up to 3 different schedules. So I'm going to set up a second schedule with visits every other month. And this could be like a mobile team that rotates through every other month. And you'll notice that while I'm doing this, that you can either change where there's no visit to none, or you can leave it as a dash. Either way is fine. Next, we start looking at the cost per person month on PrEP. These are ARV costs and adherence support costs. So I've put in $10 for serodiscordant couples for ARV costs and $4.50 for adherence support. And I'm going to do the same for my other 2 populations. Next, we need to assign a visit schedule for each priority population. I've assigned Schedule 1 to serodiscordant couples, and I'm going to assign Schedule 2 to FSWs and MSM. Next, we get into costs by visit. We're looking at both the costs for initiation and continuation visits. And we provide defaults for these that are based on an analysis of 6 different PrEP costing studies, as well as country-specific wage data. So one can use these defaults, they can adjust them, or they can disregard them and use their own data. Notice in column N, there are percentages that can be used to calculate other recurrent costs and capital costs. So if one wants, they can adjust these percentages. So I've used these for my serodiscordant couples, and I'm also going to use it for my key populations here. Notice that I'm selecting the defaults for labs, but for the serodiscordant couples, I've increased that because I know that my lab costs are higher. I'm going to do the same for my other 2 populations. And we repeat this then for the continuation visits. But here I'm going to keep the continuation visit labs at the $1. Next, there are annual above-site lump sum costs that include training, demand creation, and other above-site costs. You can put these in as total dollars. They're not per person or per visit, but rather the total costs. So you can leave them as 0 if you're not including them in your calculations, or you can add the numbers here. I'm going to add in some costs here. So now we get to our annual unit costs. These do not include the lump sum costs we just specified, but those are included on the results dashboard when looking at total costs of the program. These tell us the cost per person to stay on PrEP for an entire year, as well as the cost per person initiated, accounting for continuation. And this second cost is typically going to be lower because it takes into account the continuation rates that were specified on the continuation tab. Additionally, we can get cumulative unit cost per month on PrEP use, which shows how the longer one stays on PrEP, the monthly costs decrease. This is also graphically represented here. And that's all that's needed for this tab. Please refer to the user guide for more information, and thank you for watching.